there a way to get that autofocus thing to stop?
I mean, I'm sure there is if we like Google it. Just no one can move crazy.
I mean, not like I'm gonna move crazy, but yeah.
Like you can see better than I can. It's clear, right?
Yeah. Welcome to the. What is the name of our podcast?
This man does not even know the name of our podcast. It's Nobody Cares. Work harder.
Oh, I thought try harder. I don't know.
It's called that
Anyways.
because I feel like that is the general idea of the music industry and the entertainment industry in general. Anytime, you express your issues to someone, it's kind of you just gotta work harder, bro. And no one wants to give the tea on the industry secrets. And not that we're like a Diplo or a Calvin Harris or anything, but I've been in the industry.
Do
for
you
quite
know
some
who I
time.
am, bro? Do you know who the fuck I am? Do you know what school I went to?
Okay. I've been DJing since like 2015. I've been producing since 2019. And I feel like I've been at this long enough. I'm kind of like so close to the point where I want to be that I can taste it. And I feel like I'm warranted to give some advice. I've been through some shit. I've seen some shit. And I want people to learn from my lessons, the points where I came out on top. I'm sure you do too, this freaking weirdo over here. So tell them about yourself. Why should they take advice from you?
I'm a 4-time Grammy nominated artist.
I'm screaming. Say it. It's manifesting.
People should take my advice because my music has gone viral a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like
Forgot about
at
that.
least 3 times. And it's all by random. It's like I don't know. I feel like there is a
luck factor. Don't get me wrong.
there's like a luck factor, but also too there's like a whole other side of things that people don't understand, that you can like manufacture hype. You can manufacture a lot of shit to make you appear a certain way, but really you're not. Because the thing is, when something is popular, people will gravitate towards it. If everybody's saying, "Yo, dude, Jersey Club is fire." If we got everybody to say Jersey Club was fire, I guarantee there will be more Jersey Club being made, more Jersey Club being played, more artists getting booked. It is like people want whatever is in, but you can like generate that, you can manufacture that. But honestly, like the dark secrets, and I can get more in depth into it. Maybe, I don't know, in this episode or another episode, but that a lot of it has to do with money. A lot of it has to do. And if you're not rich, if you're not wealthy, you're struggling.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got a serious idea. If you're not rich or fucking wealthy, you are purely working off luck factor. You're working off luck factor and manually like getting your name out there, hustle mode. And like that is extremely difficult. I mean, not to say that this is like a cheat code, but like, I don't know. I guess learn from our mistakes and learn from our triumphs. This first episode is more so going to be about our beginnings in the industry. Ours are obviously super different. He is, more on the male side. Female, I'm sure you can understand what story I'm going to tell, but we're going to be changing names because we don't want the smoke. We just want people to learn from our lessons. And yeah,
like we don't want like a defamation case or anything.
Though, listen, bitch, it's not defamation if it's true. Let's just say that right now. I don't lie. I do not lie, and it's very well known that I don't. So if anyone wants to try and come test me, I have receipts, and I keep
you
them
lost a lot of receipts,
well. What?
You did lose a lot of receipts.
I did. I lost a whole receipt folder when my fucking MacBook went down, but I still have them in a Dropbox somewhere. So don't.
But
tell
yeah,
me
no,
how.
this is the thing. So like, you know, if this story is about you, you know, you see this, you come across it, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, we're not gonna put anybody's names because we don't want like the drama, you know, associated with it. I'm just telling a story, and if you don't like that story, or maybe you thought I maybe misperceived you or your intentions or whatever, we can gladly talk about it.
There's always two sides to the story and the truth. So, you know, this is our side. And I don't know, I feel like we've grown. We are telling it not from a point of anger, but from a point of like, you know, genuinely looking back on our actions and the choices we made and the things we did and people we shouldn't have involved in our lives and people that made it in that I definitely don't regret. So
Yeah, I mean, like, we're a few years past some of the crazy things you'll hear about in like in future episodes. For the beginning, I mean, this happened, like, the story I'm going to tell happened in like 2017.
Mine is in 2019.
Yeah, like I'm 25, about to be 26. When this happened, I was 19.
Yeah.
So
it's a great intro, fam.
Yeah.
You should get into it.
So I started making music in 2016. I actually started on FL Studio. Fun fact. I do not work on FL Studio anymore. But I've given it a chance, and I've realized that Ableton is king. So if you don't agree, sorry.
Sorry for you.
Nobody cares. That's what just the nobody cares. Maybe
We're gonna
work
get
harder
so-
to liking Ableton.
We're gonna get so many people commenting.
First
on this.
of all, actually, Ableton is not superior. It's FL Studio.
It's Logic.
It's Logic. It's Rappler or whatever that other one is called. There's so many.
There's so many at this
Sony
point.
Astro Pro is king.
GarageBand.
GarageBand is king.
Okay, enough.
But yeah, so fun fact, like I always wanted to like make music my entire life, even since I was like a little kid. I always was like fascinated with the idea of making music, but I just didn't know how, and I really didn't understand and like fully grasp it until like I was about 17, 18, just graduating high school. I bought FL Studio for the first time, and I will never forget, as soon as I bought it, it looked very intimidating, and I was like, wow, I just threw like $300 down the drain. And I didn't throw $300 down the drain, but I don't use it anymore, so it's in the trash now. But anyways, fun fact, a lot of people know me for like my Jersey Club stuff, trap, maybe the dubstep thing. But fun fact, Risky was always originally supposed to be a happy hardcore, UK hardcore project. I was very into that. That was definitely inspires a lot of like the melodic stuff that I do now. That turned into Big Room, and then from Big Room turned into like Jungle Terror, and from Jungle Terror turned into like Trap and Jersey Club, and I've kind of just been on that wavelength for 5-6 years now.
Because I keep him fresh. I inspire him,
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't understand my happy hardcore face. I don't think she really knows what she's getting herself into.
Listen, no shade. All genres are great genres.
Except for drum and bass. Everyone's like, fuck this podcast, click out. She said that drum and bass isn't superior.
Oh my god. Wait, okay. There's one drum and bass song I like.
If it's like a melodic drum and bass, I kind of like
the
that
cool
stuff.
melodic drum and bass is dope. when it starts sounding that like you're scraping chairs on a floor. I'm dead. I can't. It's just an immediate no for me. But if it's your vibe, that's your vibe, dude. This is mine. Don't judge me for what I like. Okay.
But I will judge you for what you like.
Can you please continue with this freaking story?
Yeah.
I don't understand the happy hardcore phase. I really don't. But
she just wasn't there.
Because I saw the earliest phase I saw you in was like the Moonbaton phase with like that cute little song you had on SoundCloud.
Oh,
I played that so many times.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was very into like global dance stuff, and I still am. But yeah, so that, you know, I was really into happy hardcore. That went into all this other stuff, and then I'm here with the Jersey Club stuff, and you know, when I first started, like most people, they don't know where to go. Like, you just make music and you slowly get better, but it's like, how do you progress? How do you move forward? How do you like start a career? You know? I mean, I definitely think like the product needs to be good, because you can't sell a shitty product. But, you know, I learned a lot of things over the years. But one of my biggest dreams is also to like play in front of like live crowds. I also wanted to get to be friends with other producers and other DJs, because those are like, you know, obviously people that are like-minded and have similar interests that I do, maybe know things that I don't. So I wanted to be like with people like that, because I didn't really like once I graduated like high school, like obviously like, you know, that's pretty common. Like, you're not friends with many people you went to high school with, you know, you go to college and whatever. But I wanted to be friends with people that like the same things I liked, and wanted to go to EDM shows and raves and all that stuff. So, you know, eventually when I was 19, I stumbled upon this event company. I won't say the name, but if you know, you know. We'll just call them Broken Dreams Events, because the reason why I would call it that, besides not wanting them to crucify me, is because when I was there for maybe less than a year. And I mean, this is not like an exaggeration. Like, I definitely saw about 1,000 aspiring DJs come through the doors and leave the doors constantly. We were getting new people almost every week, maybe every few weeks. And we would do like a meeting, and we'd get like 100 new people that wanted to be a DJ. And then like 80 of them would leave, and then like 10 would kind of be around for like a month, and then maybe like by the end of that we would hold on to like 3, and they're part of the group. And that just went on for a really long time. But yeah, I saw 1,000 people's dreams get broken very easily. I even think back to it now, like, out of all the people that came out of that, there are very few of us that are still doing the thing and have actually seen some level of success. But it was a very toxic environment, and that's what I'm going to get into. Like, it was based on selling tickets. So if you don't have any draw to your name, like if, you know, your name's Risky, you're 19 years old and have no fucking fans, you know, no one's really going to book you and just be like, all right, bro, here's $1,000 booking fee. Here's your rider. That just does not work.
It's not gonna fucking happen. And anyone that happens to is like, it's like an industry plant. I don't care. I'll just say it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. DJs came and went. Like I said, I saw like 1,000 people go in there, and like very few people are doing it now from that group. I stumbled upon this events company through a friend, and I was just like, this could be my way into the industry. And in some aspects it was. I definitely think it played a role in like giving me my start. So like, I am like thankful for it in that sense. But
you got to play some big crowds too at an early age.
Yeah.
He went through a hot phase when he was younger. And like, granted, you had to sell 1,000,001 tickets to do this shit, and it was frustrating. And it was never really your own thing. It was like a back-to-back, more than likely, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still look hot now, but that's besides the point.
Whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, it's fun playing in front of like hundreds of thousands of people, especially at 19. It's definitely a rush to the brain, that's for sure.
I did not get those things.
But
So.
I mean, it was difficult. I mean, I was a part of a toxic group that, every day we're on a group me, and we all have like a ticket link, a ticket number next to our name. So like in the group me, it'll say like risky 0 out of 20, meaning that I have not sold any tickets and I'm holding on to 20 tickets. That was my goal for the week. And like there was also a ticket count on the top of the group, so we would change the group name so everybody knew exactly how many tickets we had to sell out, and how many tickets that everybody's contributing. So when people saw zeros in the chat, the owners would talk shit, call you out in front of everyone in the chat. So if it was like good trouble, like 1 out of 5, it would be like, really? At good trouble 1 out of 5, you can only sell 1 fucking ticket? You can't sell 5? Like, it's 5 fucking tickets. I do that shit in my sleep.
If anyone ever did that to me, you could catch these hands. So
yeah,
no, I would not be.
So yeah, so it was like that every week, and it was just like it made this very competitive nature, but it was also very toxic. I feel like a lot of us made a lot of mistakes early on because of it, like, and to each other, because it was just like a every man for themselves. And like the industry is like that. It is every man for themselves. But this was like war, like with people, like you were friends with people, but like you also secretly like didn't want them to win because it was either them or for that direct support slot that you really wanted.
I feel like that's like a majority of the music industry, but there are people, very few people that you'll find that are not like that. I feel like we found our little crew, which is cute. I don't know. I don't understand that mindset. I don't understand, like, I want you to do good, but not better than me. Like, I feel like we're all eating. If we're all eating, then who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I mean, yeah, I just want to see everybody win. And like, if I believe that you're talented, like I want to see you be successful, and I will do whatever I can in my power to help you get there to where you want to be. I've helped a lot of people in my time. I've helped start a lot of careers. I've helped people get to a lot of places where they wanted to be. And, I'm not that person that maybe I was at 19, maybe I like really just wanted to be all by myself. I wanted to be, that young person that was touring at like 21. I wanted to be like Martin Garrix,
You were like a 19-year-old with like unbelievable dreams
and just like hella testosterone.
I was literally just gonna fucking say that. I was like a massive amount of testosterone just like flowing through. Like, I want to be the best. I want to be Freddie LeGrand.
Yeah, so this is going to go into the story. I didn't really know people. Like, I never went out before this. I'll be honest, I was a fucking square, to put it lightly, I guess.
Still a square when he met me.
Okay, first of all, not true, because then that means you fell in love with a square.
Maybe
But
I did.
yeah, but I was really a square. I was very like shy. I did not like to socialize. I mean, I still don't like to socialize, but it was like on a whole other level. Like, people will probably be like, "What's wrong with this guy?" Because I never really went out. I mean, even in high school, like I kind of just stayed to myself, and I just like played video games all day. So it was very hard for me to break out of my shell and like create the person that I am today. So, when I was meeting these people and stuff, they were cool, but I was very quiet, very shy. And then that also meant that I was very shy, like to the outside of the event company. So who was I going to sell tickets to? I didn't know anybody. if I didn't have anybody to go to raves, I used to go to a few raves by myself because I wanted to go. I didn't want to miss out the opportunity because everybody I knew didn't want to go or didn't know who that was, but I did, so I
He
went.
was that poor awkward kid in the corner.
Okay, first of all, I was on the corner. I was in the fucking middle, just
Okay.
you know. So I struggled. So I think like the first week, you know, they kind of don't care, you know, like, oh, you only sold one ticket, bro. It's all good, you know, just keep trying. You need some advice. Why don't you ask everybody around for some advice? And like, you know, people would give you legitimate advice. A lot of it was creating like manufactured relationships on Instagram. And basically this is what they told me. They're like, you should find people like in LA that rave that are popular, like the influencers. This is kind of like at the beginning of that influencer phase for raves. So usually like the attractive girls that get a lot of dudes to follow them, or you know, go to like SoCal EDM events, which still exist till today. And, you know, typically the people that are commenting or liking, most likely they live in LA. So they were like, you need to like follow all these people and then like, you know, message them like in a sense of like, you know, reply to their story and, you know, interact with them. And then once they get to know you, you'd be like, oh yeah, like I'm a DJ, like you should come to my show. And then like, you know, you're making all these fake interactions and like it's not legitimate, it's not real. You don't really care about these people. And that's kind of what they taught you to do. Like, I mean, I definitely think I made some friends. I mean, some I don't really, no, I wouldn't say like they're close, but you know,
I mean, one of them was just our landlord for years. So.
No. I mean, like from the social media, like from reaching out to random people on social media.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant from the group itself.
No. Yeah. Like, I mean, from the group itself, I mean, definitely has given me some lifelong friends. That's for sure. But, it was just like create these illegitimate friendships and like try to get them to, they're looking at them as ticket sales.
And listen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but coming from an outsider who's also been involved in this kind of stuff as well, when people approach you and genuinely, oh my God, like people know. Like, do you know? And this was in the phase where so many people were doing that. We're messaging people being like, hey, do you want to come to a party? Like, do you want to come to this rave? And it's like, at some point, people get so annoyed and they've already been hit up by 1,000,001 promoters. And it's like, what are you going to do that's different?
Yeah, I think I kind of came into it at that phase when it was already like everybody was tired of it. Because to my knowledge, I've heard some people say that like, oh, they used to throw these parties and they would promote it on Facebook events and you could just invite as many people as you wanted and everybody would see it because there was no such thing as an algorithm when Facebook first started. So everybody saw it and then it got popular and people would go and the parties would crack, you know. But, you know, by that point, I mean, we're talking like this is 2017 when I'm doing this. I'm 19 years old. A lot of people are getting sick and tired. And I mean, actually, this events company was very notorious for like, people knew that like this events company would send people out to constantly DM other people to get them to buy tickets. Like every time I would even see it like on Twitter. I'd be like, the Broken Dreams events DJs are so fucking annoying because they literally DM me all the fucking time. Oh my God. Like I had 5 DJs DMing me in my inbox too. You know what's crazy? They actually have my phone number. They were texting me on my phone. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. So
big yikes. Don't be that guy these days, dude.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, it would be the point where it's like you would create like the fake friendship. You meet and with somebody and like you'd be like, hey, by the way, like I'm playing, you know, with fucking, I don't know, Ray Volpe is one of the shows that we had. Like, I'm playing with Ray Volpe. Like you should come. Like you want to buy a ticket, and just be like, oh yeah, I already buy my tickets from so and so. Like they already know what you're doing, so it's awkward. It's really awkward. And so I wasn't doing very well. I fucking sucked at it. And then I think by like the third week, it was Downlink. If you don't know who Downlink is, like dubstep legend, came up with Excision. Like he's a legend. If you don't know him, like do your homework. But yeah, so I, really like Downlink. Apparently, not too many people knew who he was, which was kind of crazy at that time, even though like he had made some pretty popular songs with Excision. But I don't know. That's that was so the show was a very hard sell, and I think I had like 5 tickets, and I couldn't sell tickets to save my life. And basically how the way it was is that they wanted you to do 2 things. They wanted you to sell hard copy tickets, which is fucking difficult because you have to meet up with the person. So I was taking Ubers because I didn't have a car back then. I was taking Ubers to like random places in LA to literally drop off a ticket and like get $20 out. It wasn't even going to my pocket. It was going to the company's pocket. I would like be like, yo, meet me at my work, meet me at my house. Like, and I'd sell tickets, all the time like that. And then they also wanted you to push online. Now, the thing that was irritating is that like, even if you like hit your ticket quota and you were supposed to be technically like good for the week, they would still be like, you can't sell an online ticket. But you know how hard is it? Even harder it is to sell an online ticket? Because the thing is that you don't know if the person actually bought the ticket. Because if I'm like, hey, Good Trouble, you should come to my show. I'm playing with Downlink. And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. And then I'll be like, here, use my code. That was the only way they can track it. They didn't give no tracking links. I don't know why they didn't believe in tracking links. But I'll just be like, yeah, use my code. Mine was code RISK. Use code RISK, and like I'll actually give you, I think it was like $5 off, and it worked for, like it was like one that worked every single time, no matter what. So as long as you had the code, you always got $5 off, and it applied to all the tickets, not just one, to all the tickets. So if it was, after a certain point, the ticket would be free if you bought multiple of them. It's hard because if you say, yeah, I already bought the ticket, and then they look at the link and they're like, no, you haven't sold any tickets. Now it creates this awkward thing where it's like I think now you've lied to me, and like it's like, okay, did you really buy the ticket? Because like they said that they didn't get it, and it's fucking annoying.
It's just weird, awkward transactions, like not healthy. Really.
Yeah.
Like I feel like EDM is all about like bringing people together naturally, and that sounds like a very toxic.
Yeah, it was stressful, and so like they'll be like, yeah, I bought the ticket, and then maybe it's like they forgot to use their fucking code, and so it's just awkward, and it's difficult, and like they were just like, I don't know, one of the owners randomly, I'll call him Robert. The owners of this company, I'm getting different names, Robert and Sheldon.
I forgot these were the names that you chose.
I don't know if Robert was the first name that I chose back then,
definitely remember Sheldon.
But Robert and Sheldon. So Robert was a fucking asshole who's now like a fucking priest or something.
Oh my god!
I'm like
the asshole to priest.
Yeah, like the amount of like cocaine I've seen go up that man's nose, and now he's like preaching and shit. It's funny. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're like, what the fuck? But that's another story.
Save it for
another day. But so Robert was constantly calling me out in the DMs, like, yo, like if you don't sell those 5 tickets and you don't get at least 1 ticket online a day, we're gonna kick you out. And I was like, bro, but like in my head I was like, this is my only opportunity to like make it in the industry, and they're gonna kick me out. Like I was freaking out. I was losing sleep over it. I was like literally like getting in trouble at my job constantly because I was doing this the entire time while fucking on posts the entire time.
And I'm sorry, that's just like the most messed up thing to do as a grown adult to pretty much a child. I'm sorry, like you were what? I'm sorry, 18, 19?
I was 19.
19.
And, a lot of these people were barely turning 18.
Yeah, and of course you're going to have that mindset where it's like, oh my God, this was my one shot and I blew it.
Yeah. And I was just like stressing out all the time, and I couldn't like just enjoy my time, and it was really bad. I feel like my mental health like got so much better once I left that group. But I was just like, okay, I need to come up with a plan. So there needs to be some type of thing that I can do where I could sell these tickets. Because like nobody's going to buy tickets from Risky. Nobody knows who Risky is. No Bystanders hadn't came out yet. You know, fucking all the big remixes that you know of me and songs I made. Those haven't come out yet. This is 19-year-old Risky. You would think he's trash. And quite frankly, he was. Didn't know how to transition. Didn't know how to DJ too. So...
Oh my God, you literally didn't even know how to transition until you met me. That's crazy.
Like I would like slam songs in.
He slammed in every. You know what? I'm just gonna save it for another podcast because we're gonna get into that episode. Like, my head was gonna explode.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I need to figure out a plan. And this was my plan because I think somebody had kind of briefly mentioned it. They were like, oh, like I have like a Catfish account. And I was like, a Catfish account? Like for what? And they're like, to sell tickets. I'm like, how the fuck does that work? And then I kind of put two and two together. So I was like, okay, if I find pictures of an attractive girl that obviously goes to raves and I create a fake profile on Instagram, because back then, like Instagram wasn't as like protective as it is now. Now they like protect a lot of people's identities. You can't even really pretend to be somebody else because it'll get shut down like really quick. But back then it was a completely different ball game. Like there was no rules. There's no rules on Instagram, so you could pretty much do whatever you wanted. So the way I did this was I don't know if this app still exists, but there was an app called Radiate. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it is if you raved, especially in SoCal. So I don't know if you knew about it, but there was this app called Radiate. It was basically like Facebook meets Tinder, but it's like just for raves. And like they said that it wasn't a rave dating site, but it was because it had a swiping right and swiping left feature. And like you can message these people and it's like, why am I going to swipe right on you? Because like I think you look cool and I'd rave with you. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And they're like, it's not a dating app. Don't message the girls and trying to date them. It was a fucking dating app.
Are you sure? Like, be for real.
Yeah. So it was a dating app. It is what it is, you know. And there was this girl that I found on there a long time ago, and I actually did message her. We kind of messaged a few times. It wasn't anything like flirting or anything. I don't know. I think it was just like I was just trying to get to know people because I was trying to sell tickets because people also said that they sold tickets on Radiate. So I was like, oh, like, you know, like what kind of dubstep do you like? You know, do you like dubstep? Like, you know, there's this Downlink show coming up pretty soon. You should come. But like, I think I eventually just stopped talking to her, and I was like, you know what? Like, I like went on her Instagram, noticed she had like a lot of flirtatious photos, you know, a lot of pictures of her like, you know, showing off her ass and stuff. And I was like, if I take her pictures, because like she didn't even really have that many followers, I was like, no one's gonna know. I was like, I'll just take her pictures, create a whole new Instagram, block her from that Instagram so she can't find it, and then I'll start selling tickets. And it fucking worked for a week, but it worked.
I'm dead.
It fucking worked
before he got caught.
Yeah. I forgot what I named it, but I think what I was going to do was that I was going to, this is the thing. This is how much I loved Happy Hardcore. I was going to plan to make a bunch of different girls' accounts. I was going to steal their accounts, and all the account names were going to be like Happy Hardcore references, like names of like songs that I liked. So I think like there was one called like Angel Eyes, and I think I like literally was like the name was like Angel Eyes. That's a song that I like. I can't remember who made it.
But honestly, at the same time, for all the people you catfish, like, they're dumb.
Like, they're fucking stupid.
What?
So
I'm sorry, but like this was 2017. I'm pretty sure the show Catfish had already come out, or the movie was at least out.
I didn't even know there was a movie.
It all started with the movie fam, and then the guys started a show. I love that show. But yeah, it's like, get a grip, okay?
Yeah, I embarrassed the fuck out of people, but basically,
You also embarrassed yourself.
no one knew. People to this day still didn't know it was me.
Well, you're literally outing yourself right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get canceled. They're gonna be like, "You catfish people. You're never gonna be a DJ ever again."
Boy.
But
Okay.
so, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm positive. Like my thing was like Angel Eyes. It's like I think it's like a Darren Styles song or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out sometime soon.
I'm sure.
But so I create the profile. I put like a bunch of her pictures on there. You know, some of the flirtatious ones. You know, revealing. And I did what everybody else told me. I went on SoCal EDM events. I saw all the guys, and I just followed all the guys. Followed some DJs, so it looked kind of legit. Like, oh yeah, I follow Excision. I love Excision. I headbang all the time. You know, I'm following all the guys, and I start getting hella follow backs. I'm telling you, like, this was an account made in one day, and I shit you not, like in one day I made like, I got like over 100 followers. Typical. Without even fucking trying.
Typical.
Yeah. It
All
was,
you guys disgust me.
yeah, this really made me see like how disgusting guys can be, like, because I was honestly able to see things from the women's perspective and kind of understand like where they're coming from when they're like, I hate men, you know. Except me though, I'm great. But okay. So I started following them. They start following back. Some guys, they didn't follow back. I would message them. They'd open the message. You know what I was doing too? I was messaging people that I would message on my real account, and they wouldn't give me the time of day. And then I message them on the girl account, and I'm obviously in their message request, and they open it. So
y'all are gross.
it works. So
and y'all are desperate. Like, come on.
yeah, I would just like literally start like, hey, and the guy would be like, oh, hey, what's up? And like, I'd just be like, oh, like, I followed you because I saw you like go to raves, and you know, I thought I'd say hi. Like, I'm trying to get to know more people in the
like,
rave
I'm
community.
sorry, but this just does not happen in reality. If this happens to you,
You're getting catfished.
Catfish, or they're literally gonna, I don't know, they're gonna be like, oh, send money to my Cash App. Like, I could be your sugar baby. Like, no, this does not happen.
This does not exist. I'm protecting all the guys right now.
Literally, learn from this dummy over here. I can't.
So, you know, I was messaging guys and, you know, just keeping it simple. Like, obviously, if I'm like out the gate, like, yo, like, can I fuck you at the rave? Like, they're gonna be like, okay, this is fake, you know? So, you know, I kept things casual. And then, of course, the guys would just make it flirtatious automatically. They'd be like, oh, like, so do you have a boyfriend? And I'd be like, no, I'm single, you know, whatever. So the whole plan was not to just message these guys all day. It was, how can I convince these guys to go to the show? So this was my plan. Remember that code I talked about? Code RISK? You know, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even know how people didn't put 2 and 2 together and like figure out it was me and then like fucking like stab me. But basically, I would message guys, start a conversation with them, and then at some point I'd be like, hey, like, you and I, like, if you're down, like, we should go out together. Like, I'm going to the show on Thursday, you should come. And they'd be like, oh, who's playing? Downlink. And they're like, oh, I've heard of Downlink before. Like, I'd be like, yeah, like, you should come. Like, and they'd be like, yeah, I'll go. And I'd be like, oh, actually, like, I'm friends with one of the promoters there. He's like, here's like his discount code, so that way you don't have to spend that much money on the tickets. It worked every single fucking time, like a charm.
What a shame. What a shame.
Yeah, so it worked every single time. I got so many guys to buy tickets.
How many do you think you bought?
Well, it only lasted for like a week and a half, but I want to say that like that week, I think I got like 10 online sales, and everyone was like, yo, Risky killing it, what the fuck? How are you getting hella? They're like, what's your secret in online I'm like, I just been messaging hella people on Instagram, but I didn't tell him I was pretending to be a girl. But I was,
Only
I
knew.
was like, if you only knew. But I was really just going hard, and a lot of these guys are fucking responding, and they're fucking gullible. They would like get somebody else's credit card, like one that wasn't in their name, create a whole new account, and then like use like their own money to buy tickets with their code, so it looked like they were selling tickets, and then they can get to direct support. It's fucking stupid, but people did that. I never did that, but people did that. And so they would be like, how the fuck did we sell 800 tickets but we only had 300 people check in? You know, which happened one time. That's why you can't price tickets too low, because then people won't care. If you have $5 tickets, people buy $5, and people don't care about losing $5. But if it's $15, $20, they care about losing that. So I had to make sure these guys would go. So I would be like, yeah, like I'm going to be there maybe at this time, you know, and they would be like, okay, I'll meet you at that time. But like literally as soon as I walked into the venue, I would delete the account out of my phone, because I would get bombarded with messages like, hey, where you at? And I'm like, I literally see some of these guys like fucking like, hey, where are you at? And I'm like,
looking for the girl that never came.
yeah. And because I wanted to make sure that the tickets that were being bought under my code were also people showing up, because that was the only way I was gonna look legitimate. So I'd be like, yeah, maybe at this time. I see dudes like wandering around the club, and I'm like, if I pull out my phone and someone maybe just happens to look over my shoulder, like they're gonna beat my ass. So I would just delete the fucking account out of my phone, and I wouldn't open it until I got home. And I got some pretty angry messages that night. Very angry messages.
Unbelievable.
I'm like, so many guys like, I can't believe you fucking stood me up. And some of them would still fucking believe me when I'd be like, I'm sorry, I just got so drunk, like I forgot. And they fucking believed it. And it's like, it's okay. I'm like, but you should come next week, because there's a Wave Dash show that you should go to.
Oh my,
bro,
I can't.
So yeah, I was doing this, and yeah, it was great. So then there was this one guy who I think I had been messaging from like day one, but it was kind of hard to get him to go. He's like, oh, I don't really like Downlink, but I think eventually he did buy a ticket, but he was like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go anymore. I'm not really a dubstep person. He was really into trance. He was really into dream state. This is where the story gets really weird. But so I think I'm messaging him, whatever, and then he like is kind of like, yo, like, I really I really like you, like you think you're really cute, like, we should go out sometime. And I'm like, yeah, you should go out to that Wave Dash show, But I was like, yeah, but I really was trying to be like, yeah, we should like meet at a show, like get to know each other. And he was like, yeah, like I would like for you to be my date to the show that I'm going to. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like I had to play along with it a little bit. I wasn't doing anything weird, no weird shit. And I would tell people like when they were getting a little too flirtatious, and be like, you better not send me a fucking dick pic, because I didn't get no dick pics, but I did not want to see no dick pics, But you had to be a little flirtatious. You had to go along with it, get the guys all riled up with their testosterone, like dumb. Let's fucking go,
I can't believe I'm dating you.
And so this guy, he was just like, this is before the meetup had happened. He was just like, I'm so glad we're going out. Like, can I, like, I really want you to be like my girlfriend almost. And I'm like, dude, you fucking met this girl. Like, what? This guy was a fucking weirdo. And if this guy happens to see this story and like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro, but like, you got issues. I don't know.
You're both sick at this point. Hurry up.
Okay, so he starts to be like, yeah, like, I want you to introduce you to my rave fam. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, we should go to a festival together. And I was like, oh yeah, but like we should probably go to this show first, because I want to get to know you, because like I barely know you. And he was just like, no, for real. Like, I really want to take you to like a festival. Like I'm gonna buy your Dream State ticket. And I was just like, what the fuck? This guy don't never met, just pictures, no FaceTime.
How to get abducted 101, honestly.
Dude was like, let me buy you your Dream State ticket. And I have a heart. I like, yes, I'm cheating people out of $15, $20, but I'm not going to cheat somebody out of like a $200 festival ticket. That's kind of where I draw the line. But I low-key did kind of want the Dream State ticket because like I liked the lineup that year. But I was like, I don't know how that's going to be possible to get
It's
it.
not going to be possible unless you were willing to give up some booty cheeks and then you look like that girl. So.
Yeah. So I basically was like, no, like, you know, whatever. Fast forwarding, you know, to like the whole, like, I think it was like the night before the date or whatever, supposed date. He's like, can I get your phone number? And I was just like, well, I'm not going to give him my real phone number because that's, I don't want him to have my real number. Because if he ever finds out, I don't know, like, I just don't want him to have my number. Mm-hmm. So I just got like one of those like fake phone number apps, like, I don't know, it was like Phone Plus or something. I don't know what the fuck it was called. Text Plus.
Like Text Now.
Yeah, Text Now, like one of those things. You know, I got one of those numbers and just gave it to him. You know, then we started texting, and this is where things just got really fucking weird. You know, like, yeah, I was being flirtatious in this like these messages, but I wasn't being sexual. I wasn't like, yo, like, I want your dick. You know, I wasn't saying any of that. I was just, you know, I was like, oh, I like that picture you posted today. You look cute. Something simple like that. But this guy took it to a whole other fucking level that I was just like, what the fuck? And it really made me realize, like, from the girl's perspective, like, damn, there's some weird ass motherfuckers out there. We're texting and it's getting pretty late. Like, I'm actually going to bed. And he's like, I'm so excited for our date tomorrow. Like, I can't wait to finally meet you. And I was like, yeah, excited to meet you too, or whatever. And then he was like, can I ask you something? Can I ask you a question? And I was like, what? And he was just like, I think he said something along the lines of, I really like your ass. Like, cause you know, like I said, I posted like some flirtatious photos. And he was like, you know, after the show, would you be down like to have anal sex? Cause I really like to have anal sex. It's my favorite thing to do. He's like, if you don't want to do it like, you know, right away, I understand, but I would really like to fuck your ass. And I was just like in my bed, like, what the fuck did I just fucking read? He went like, you know, most guys would be like, yo, like, can we fuck after, like weird guys, like, I'm saying, like the typical message about be like, yo, it's like, are you trying to fuck after the show? No, this guy was like, you're trying to take it in the fucking asshole after the show? Can I fucking ram your anus after the show?
Oh my God.
And I was like, what the fuck? So I didn't say anything. I didn't even respond. I'm like, I'm not even giving this my time. I was like, I don't even care if this dude don't show up anymore. This is fucking weird. I'm not really knocking anybody's sexual fantasies. Like, you know, I don't, like, you're into whatever you're into. I know a lot of guys are into doing that with women. That's totally fine. But here's the thing. If you've never met the girl before, you probably shouldn't want to fuck her ass. There probably should be like, you know, maybe like a few months into the relationship, maybe, you know, after you get to know them, because I mean, it's still an ass at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what if their ass fucking stinks? Like, I'm just saying, like, what if they don't clean very well down there? I'm just saying, and you want to like just stick it in the asshole, like probably raw, like, bro, what? Like, what the fuck?
I literally
Don't get me wrong.
So
I
much.
am an ass person, but I'm not gonna stick it in somebody's ass that I've never met before. That will not be agreed upon. And then, like, I don't know, I like didn't even bother to like look at the text. I didn't even get any text from him, I think. And then like a few days later, you know, like I got like text from him saying like, oh, like fuck you, like you're a fucking scammer. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And like I sold a bunch of fucking tickets, and I even sold. There was one guy that I got to buy 3 fucking tickets, and he bought like a ticket to like I think it was like a Borgore show that we did, like that was like in 3 months. Like dude was like planning his whole future, his whole life with me. Like, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to this event too. And he's like, bet. And then literally fucking robbers in the chat like, damn, these tickets just went live and Risky already has a ticket sale. Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's insane.
Oh, it was funny. It was crazy. And so I really got to see like the perspective like from women in like, even you can even say that like women in the industry too. Women that go to raves. I understand why girls sometimes are afraid to go to raves, or like they are they don't feel safe, and that fucking sucks. I mean, like the message of the day is like, don't be a fucking creep. Like, don't ask girls if you can fuck their ass before you meet them. Maybe get to know them first.
And don't catfish people, right? Typical girl story, dude. I think so. It was 2019. I think I just turned 25.
Oh wow, the age I am.
Same age he is today. And I was like knee deep in like wanting to produce, because I wasn't skinny. I wasn't too big at the time, but no one was really giving a shit that I was a DJ. So I was like, if people are going to pay attention to me, like I'm going to have to produce. Like if I want to be on a festival stage, I have to produce. So at this point, so many of like the Jersey club kids that were coming up at the time, they obviously lived in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey. Their Facebooks would come up as mutual friends. So I would add everybody. My Facebook was just like a DJ support group at this point. And I had just on and off talked with this guy. We'll call him Daniel still.
Daniel. Fucking Daniel.
He did graphic design, and he also produced. And he had produced like one of my favorite Jersey club songs at the time that was getting played literally on every single festival stage. So of course I was just like, yes, gravitate towards that person, because like maybe they can teach me something.
Yeah, they could teach you something, all right.
But at somewhere down the line, the text got a little flirtatious on his end. And like, I thought he was cute. He thought I was cute. So I was like, yeah, I don't see you as a girlfriend on his page.
Did he ask to butt fuck?
No, this guy did not ask to butt fuck. He made himself seem very gentlemanlike in the beginning. It was very like, I got your back kind of vibe, you know? Because I had sent him an idea that was blatant ass, and he helped me finish it. And I think at this point, I kind of was just like, dude, producing is not that hard. Like, was really getting into Ableton at the time, and I was just like, I think I could do this. If all I'm missing are these little tweaks, like, I could do it. But that's besides the point. Daniel snuck his snake ass into my life. And some way, somehow, I can't remember if this was before or after we had met in person yet. I want to say it was before, but we had been like talking nonstop for days. Cause you know how it is when you first start to like somebody, you're like texting all the time.
I couldn't stop texting her. I wouldn't leave her alone.
You would not leave me the fuck alone. But anyways, but yeah, we were texting all the time. Things were getting cute, flirtatious. I was just like, oh my God. And mind you, I had just gotten out of like a 6-year-long relationship. I was like ready to mingle. I was like done. Like, yes, moving on, having better. Like, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was. I thought I was going to live a dream life, and that was not the case. So yeah, he hits me with a message one day and somehow sweet talks his way into making me think that I don't even know how to fucking word this. This is embarrassing.
Go ahead.
So he had already had a child with another woman, with his baby mama. And he told me that he had left a toxic relationship that wasn't with his baby mom at the end of the year. This was like summer of 2019 at the time. So he's claiming this heartbreak was like at the end of the year before. And he said the heartbreak messed him up so bad. Oh, hold on. There we go. Wait. Focus.
Okay, go. It's good.
Okay. So he said the heartbreak messed him up so bad, he started hanging out with his family again. And who was hanging out with his family the most? His baby mom and his kid. And his baby mom somehow finagled her way into his mind, convincing him to have another child with her because she just wanted their child to have a sibling, but they're not together.
Ain't no fucking way you convince a man to do that.
I told everybody this story and everyone was like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, like if a guy's just trying to fuck, like you're not gonna convince him to have a kid. Like there's tie downs to that.
He straight up said like they weren't together, like they're just having a baby together. And
Just a science experiment.
So yeah, so mind you, this actually brings me to like a highlight in my early DJ career. So I was playing a side stage on like an EDM boat show that DJ Slink was headlining, and this was at the point where I had just started really loving club music. So I was fucking hype, and I was like my show off moment. I was like, all my friends are coming. I guest listed him. And the plan was that like we were just gonna like rent an Airbnb together and like just spend the night with each other. And originally he was gonna pay for it, and then it turned into us splitting it, and then I paid for the whole thing myself.
Bamboozled.
Straight up. I will never be this dumb ever again. Please halt the comments calling me a dumb fucking bitch. I know. We were no longer talking all day. He would gaslight me into making me feel like what I thought was going on wasn't going on. And one day, the CSI agent in me got a little curious. And I was like, if he played me for a reason. Because, like, what the fuck is going on, bitch? Like, I'm sorry. I'm a catch. I don't care. I'm a catch. I don't care.
Can't confirm.
He can confirm. I am a catch. So I forgot. I either went on his followers or who was following. No, because he wasn't following her. Because I think he had told me her name was
Wendy.
Yeah. So I looked up like Wendy on who was following him, and a profile came up, and all of a sudden I saw, because I had him added on Facebook, so I knew what his kid looked like. I saw his kid on her page, and then there was like you know how people can have like dedicated stories? There was a dedicated story, and it was like a heart, and the whole stories was Daniel. I flicked back, and there's stories of them together literally when we just started talking. And I'm like, you are kidding. Like, I don't know why I acted surprised, because literally it's like I got what was coming, I guess. Like, no shit, bitch. Like, obviously he was with her, but like he was... Ladies, if you know, you know. If you've ever met a guy that is so convincing, so manipulative. He could make me believe an egg didn't come from a fucking chicken. Like, straight up. Not joking. And yeah, I found it. And even after I confronted him after that, it was just deny, deny, deny. And safe to say, Daniel and I no longer talk. And I don't know.
Didn't you like threaten to like call her? Or something?
I did.
And he was like, no, don't do that.
Oh my God, yeah, because he was denying it. And I was like, so if I message her right now, is she going to say that? And he's like, why would you do that, Christina? What the fuck do you mean, why would I do that? Like,
This woman right here thought she was following her fucking dream DJ fucking dream.
no.
With finding...
I don't even go there. I feel like at this point, truly, it wasn't even anything like that. It was my first time being with a quote unquote serious DJ producer. And it was the first time that I was like, holy shit, like, I am with someone who has the same dreams, same goals, same aspirations as me. I love this. Like, it's great. But also, like, in this industry, there is a certain niche of men who are like this, who will be like, hey, let's be friends. Let me teach you. Let me do this. All the meanwhile, snaking their way into your heart and your mind, finding out what you like, finding out what you want in a man, what you want in a relationship. They pretend to be that guy for like 30 days, and then it's fuck you down the street. So, ladies, if you're in the position where a guy in your same industry wants to give you advice and tips, he can do it through Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, any one of those. He does not need to meet you to do that.
She was about to be a fucking mommy to a whole ass 2 kids, bro. She was ready for it. And then bamboozled.
Funny thing is I was like, I can be a stepmom. Like,
bruh. Fucking was 26-year-old. Yeah, it could be stepmom.
I really thought he is really kicking himself in the ass now. I really think he thought that like I wasn't gonna do shit.
Right. And also,
now you got to see me everywhere. I know that must hurt, babe.
And I also, it's funny because like when she told me that she dated Daniel, I was like, oh, I know who that is. Like I'm a fan of Daniel, but not anymore.
A fan. He hates Daniel now more than any of my exes. And I've had some exes who have like done me dirty, and he still hates Daniel more.
Mm-hmm. Fuck him.
But yeah, and I mean, there's constant, especially like when I was in my skinnier days. The skinnier you are, the hotter you look, the more DMs you're going to be getting, the more chances you'll have of fucking douchebags messaging you being like, hey, you want to like learn Ableton, learn how to do a club song, you know? But
I'm gonna learn this dick.
So yeah, I guess different morals of the story. Yours is don't catfish people and act like a douche and scare women online, really.
I mean, it's called survival. It's I didn't want to be a part of the natural selection.
Yeah.
I am who I am today now, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing too special, but I've done some cool shit.
Ladies, I will admit I was a complete and total dumbass. Don't be me. Tell all the Daniels in your life to fuck off. Okay.
But it's all good because she met the love of her life just a year later. Well, a few months after all that happened, and got with him like a year later.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel traumatized me so bad that like I was not open to any relationship for a minute after that. I think I was single for like a year after that. Like didn't even really talk to anybody except for one weirdo that you hate also.
Yeah. And I would try to flirt with her, try to tell her, you know, little things, and she didn't believe it.
I really didn't.
She would be like, "Oh my god, I'm so fat," and I'm like, "No, you look great." You know, just trying to like, "No, you look really good."
Because at that point, it was just like, obviously, you're gonna tell me that. You're probably trying to get in my pants, dude. Like, I was so skeptical at this point of any guy.
But
like,
you weren't skeptical of me though.
No, but I mean, at that point, like, I thought you were just, because, like, my friends say, like, oh, you look good all the time. I'm like, yeah, well, you're my friend. Like, what are you going to say? I look like shit? I mean, honestly, I do appreciate my friends who tell me I look like shit. Like, yeah, tell me to get my shit together. Put on some makeup. Do something. But.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to get in your pants long term.
Now we have an apartment in K-Town together.
Yeah, so 3 years and some change later.
Yeah.
We got an apartment.
But anyways, back to the moral of the story. I do feel like at that point in my life, it was the first like pivotal moment where I was just like, I think I can do this. I couldn't stand on 10 toes on it, but I was just like, I think I could do this. That was also around the same time that I went to my first boiler room and met Charisse, and Unique, for those that don't know, the true club queen. But yeah, a lot of things were coming into my life where I was just like, this isn't that hard. I could do it. I wonder what story we're gonna tell next.
I don't know.
I tell a little love story.
Little love story. Like, you want to continue? Keep going on? Or you mean for next episode?
No, because we no, it's over.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like some of the stories there was more stories that I experienced in the Broken Dreams.
Ooh, I know what comes next for me.
Like, I don't know, like fucking Robert, like, basically asked me for money for cocaine, but said that he told me that like an escort like stole his laptop and was holding it for $100 ransom.
Oh my god!
And really, he just wanted an 8-ball. I was like, you could have just said that.
You're kind of giving away the whole story, but I get to tell the story of how Good Trouble was once 3 people. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Anyways, it's been real. I feel like we've been going on for forever now. We don't want to bore you guys. So I hope you enjoyed these tidbits. At some point, things are going to get real nitty gritty and you're really going to start, kind of seeing like what you should be doing in this industry. But this is kind of little friendly, funny intro, I guess, of like who the fuck we are and like how dumb we were and how we're learning.
Yeah, and like also I think somewhat of a like guideline for that guy or girl out there that just started making music, doesn't know what the fuck to do, and this is like, hey, like don't do these things, like avoid these things at all costs.
Yeah, and we'll tell you what things to not avoid. Like at this point in your career, if you're just starting off, I would honestly focus on yourself. Like, you focus on yourself, you end up making like some good music or like DJing some good places. People will gravitate towards you, and honestly, your intuition is everything. So not everyone that comes up to you is going to be, genuine. A lot of people are going to come up to you because they want something from you. But like, I'm telling you, that voice in the back of your head exists. So use it, Just
focus on making good music.
Yeah.
Like, make that good first before you do anything else.
Fuck everybody else.
You're going to see people like, oh my God, they're playing this show and you want to be a part of it. But if your music's trash, like, work on that.
Yeah.
It's okay because
without good music.
Everybody's music was fucking trash at some point.
Literally, you don't want to hear my first remix.
Oh man. I guess that's it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. It's been fun. We're definitely gonna do this again. Stay tuned for episode 2. where there were once 3 bitches in good trouble. And now
Yeah.
there's one. The
So
one that
stay
did all the
tuned.
work still.
Stay tuned next week to the next episode of.
Nobody cares.
I don't know why
Work.
my mind went so blank. Like I'm like,
Okay.
the next episode of Nobody Cares, Work Harder.
Nobody cares. Work hard.